Fischer. Welcome to your practice. Commitment is what brings your dreams to life. So when I first took my first yoga teacher training in 2006, I was also working a 40-hour-a-week job, and I lived an hour away from that job, so I was commuting 10 hours a week. It would have been a lot easier for me not to do the yoga teacher training then. I wouldn't have had extra homework to do, I wouldn't have had extra practice hours to do, and I would have had my weekends back. It was a lot of it. It was a huge time commitment. But I enjoyed the yoga so much, and I loved the in-depth practice quality of it so much that I committed and I stuck through. And I'm really glad that I did, because since then my yoga practice and the process of teaching has carried me through some very, very tough times that if I wasn't a yoga teacher, I probably would have given up my yoga practice. So commitment is not really needed when things are going well. Right? It's not that hard to keep up with what you want when things are pretty easy and life is going pretty swell. But when things are more challenging, that's when commitment comes in and what really helps you. So commitment is what takes you from, I have this idea in my head, into making the idea a reality, no matter the challenges that arise. Without commitment, you will crumble when a challenge comes up. You'll get wishy-washy about things, or you'll just let an obstacle bring you down. But too much commitment and you'll steamroll yourself into doing whatever it is you've committed to. You will roll over in the exhaustion, you will burn yourself out, you'll overwork yourself or roll over other people too, right, to get anything done that needs to get done. So it's about finding just enough commitment in yourself and not too much, not too little. The most powerful commitment you can make, though, is the commitment to come back and connect with your heart. Day after day, week after week, month, years, committing to coming back to your heart is to open yourself, because your heart will never guide you wrong. Your heart will always support you in moving in the direction of your true dreams. And your heart is the place where when you make a commitment, your heart starts to open. It helps you to connect with your true nature, which is joy. And that's the highest purpose of this practice of yoga. So take a good seat for a moment to commit to this practice. You can turn your inner thighs towards the mat so that you're sitting really solid on your sitting bones. Bring your hands to rest on your thighs, join index fingers and thumb. Close your eyes, turn inside. Take a moment to settle. Inhale and lengthen your spine upwards as if you're growing to the light. And then hug your shoulder blades onto the back of your heart with strong commitment. Feel your breath moving. Your breath is fully supportive of you. It breathes you every day. Then look into your own heart. Notice how you're feeling as you start your practice. And what is the commitment you will make to yourself on this day? That is your intention for this practice. Now bring your palms up in front of your heart. Join them together in Anjali Mudra. Let them join equally, committed from both sides. And we'll chant just one Om to begin the practice. Welcome your in-breath. Bow your head to your heart. Release your hands back down. Lift your head back up. Open your eyes. And let's begin practice by standing at the top of your mat. Please come to standing in Tadasana at the top of your mat. Bring your feet to inner hip distance and parallel, so the center of your ankles and your second toe lines are parallel to each other, and then join your palms. Refresh your commitment, your intention. With your legs strong and holding steady to the middle, release your hands by your sides and inhale, reach out and up overhead. Exhale, bow forward, touch the mat in Uttanasana, standing forward bend. Inhale, reach your heart halfway forward. Exhale, fold. Take your arms to the sides. Inhale, reach out and up, rise up. And exhale, hands through the midline to your heart. Release your hands. Inhale, breathe deep. Open to a deeper connection to your own heart. Exhale and bow forward. Bow to the power of the heart. Inhale, extend yourself, reaching out towards your dreams. And exhale, fold inwards, back into the heart space. Take your arms wide. Inhale, reach for the sky, rise up. And exhale, retrace the midline until you land at heart center. 2 more times like this. Inhale, reach your arms to the sides and out overhead. Exhale, fold over Uttanasana. Inhale, extend. Breathe full and deep. Exhale, fold. Take your arms wide, reach for the sky. Feel your breath filling you. And exhale without deflating your torso. Stay full and bright. Release your hands. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, reach your heart towards the front of the room. And exhale, fold. Take your arms wide, reach for the sky, rise up. And exhale, trace the midline to your heart. With strong commitment, keep your legs steady. Inhale, reach your arms to the sky, lift up. Exhale, bow forward into Uttanasana. Inhale and reach your heart halfway forward. And then exhale and step your left leg back. Come into lunge on your fingertips. Squeeze your leg muscles firmly to the bones with commitment. Hug your legs to the midline with commitment. And then bring your back knee down and walk both hands to the left side on a diagonal. So you're going off of your mat on the diagonal. Inhale, lengthen through your rib cage. And then exhale and bring your forearms down onto the floor or onto blocks. Scissor your legs strongly towards each other. The commitment stays in the legs. And as the commitment stays in the legs, take your thighs back. And then scoop and hook your tail under, lift up your low belly. Then soften your upper back. Soften between your shoulder blades. Sometimes people will drop their head here. Keep your head lifted. Walk both hands back. Frame your right foot with both hands. Lift your left knee and step forward again in standing forward bend. Uttanasana. Feet hip distance and parallel. Inhale, reach your heart to the front. And exhale, step your left leg back. Come into lunge on your fingertips. Take a breath to open to a bigger energy. And then squeeze and scissor your legs to the middle of your mat. Strong commitment towards the center. Lower your back knee, keeping squeezing to the middle, and walk both hands over to the right. Inhale, lengthen through your torso, and then bring both forearms down to the floor. You may choose to place them on 1 or 2 blocks, like this. Or you can even stay up on your hands if your hip flexibility is not quite ready for your forearms to be down. Refresh the commitment of the legs by squeezing them towards each other. Roll both inner thighs back and then hook your tail and lift your low belly up. Lengthen through your spine and soften between your shoulder blades as you push down into both feet actively. So the commitment that holds your legs steady helps you to open your hips very effectively and quickly in this practice. Come back up onto your hands. Frame your left foot with your hands and step your back foot forward to meet your left. Inhale and extend your heart to the front. Exhale and fold. Take both arms to the sides and inhale, rise upwards. And again, exhale to trace the midline, bringing your hands to your heart center. Few rounds of Surya Namaskar A, just very basic. Release your hands to the floor. Inhale, reach out and up overhead. And exhale, bow forward. Keep the commitment in the legs strong so you don't waver. Inhale, reach your heart forward. Step back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Now commitment is required in the arms and the legs as you hold yourself steady. And hug your arms to the middle, hug your legs to the middle. Everything stays supported and soften your upper back. Then lower slowly down through chaturanga to the mat. Release the tops of your feet down onto the floor. Reach back with your hands and interlace your fingers. Inhale, move your shoulders to the front and then squeeze the bottom tips of your shoulder blades into the back of your heart as you rise upwards. From your pelvis, reach your legs to the back of the room and extend your heart forward, ears back. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands under your shoulders, curl your toes under, and come up into downward facing dog. You may bend your knees if your lower back is feeling tight or your hamstrings are feeling tight. Commit to taking good care of yourself in your practice, or stretch your legs straighter if that's more available to you. But play with hugging both legs and both arms strongly and securely to the midline of your mat, midline of your body. And notice how that commitment makes your body feel stronger and more stable. And from your heart, reach towards the floor. Reach your hips back and take your heels towards the mat. Look forward to the top of your mat and step or hop yourself forward into standing forward bend. Inhale and extend your heart forward halfway. Exhale and fold. Take your arms wide, reach for the sky, rise all the way upwards. Exhale, hands through the midline to your heart. Release your hands by your sides. Inhale, rise upwards, get tall. Exhale, bow forward into Uttanasana. Inhale and extend yourself to the front. Exhale, step back to plank pose, top of a push-up. Now in plank, we're going to stay steady. Stay committed in your legs, nothing changes. Nothing changes in your torso. Bring your right forearm to the mat. Bring your left forearm to the mat. Bring your right hand to the mat. Bring your left hand to the mat. Left forearm to the mat, right forearm to the mat. Left hand to the mat, right hand to the mat. Stay committed, do it one more time. Right forearm down, left forearm down. Right hand, left hand. Left forearm, right forearm. Left hand, right hand, press back up, get long and strong. Lower your knees if you need to, and exhale, come down. Take some commitment to work into your core and your shoulders in that way. Take your hands in line with the middle of your chest. Inhale, lengthen through your ribcage. Lift your heart and curl up. Now think of a drawing to the middle in the bottom tips of your shoulder blades when you're in cobra pose. Exhale, lengthen and lower down. Curl your toes under. Go up and back, downward facing dog. Squeeze to the middle with your arms, squeeze to the middle with your legs, and stretch long from your heart in both directions. Then look forward and step or hop yourself to the top of your mat, Tadasana. Inhale, reach your heart to the front. Exhale, bow. Take your arms wide. Inhale, reach for the sky, come upwards. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Inhale, release, reach to the sky and rise up. Exhale, bow forward into Uttanasana. Inhale, reach your heart to the front. And exhale, step back to plank one more time. Stay steady in plank, hug your arms to the middle, hug your legs to the middle. Everything stays solid, and then hug the bottom tips of your shoulder blades onto the back of your heart. Lift the sides of your waistline as you scoop your tail back. Reach through the top of your head and back through your feet. And then lower down smooth, slow, steady through chaturanga all the way to the floor. Press the tops of your feet down, take your hands a little wide and curl up cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Receive your breath in downward facing dog. Let it help you to open in this moment. And then look forward
forward and step your right leg forward, coming into a lunge. Bring your back foot square to the back edge of the mat. You're going to be seeing this from behind first, and then you'll see it on the other side from the front, but you'll be able to tell what's happening. And make strong commitment in both legs as you walk your hands on the inside of your right leg. So squeeze your leg muscles to the bones and pull in through both legs to your pelvis. Roll your inner thighs back, and scooping your tail, bring your right hand on the inside of your right leg as you reach your left arm to the sky in a variation of Bakasana. From deep in your pelvis, push down through the mat and then lengthen out through your torso. Take your top arm up and over your ear, as if you're reaching for your dreams. Reach out. When you have commitment, it's easier, well, it's not easier, but you have the probability, the possibility of actually reaching your dreams. Without commitment, we'll never get there. Bring your top hand to your hip. Sneak your right hand back behind your right leg now, and either leave it on the floor, or if you need a block, place it on the block. And then slowly stretch your right leg straight to come into triangle pose, Tadasana. From both feet, squeeze in and up through your leg muscles to your pelvis, the core of your pelvis. Take your thighs back, scoop your tail, and again lift your heart, take your arm to the sky. Notice how the commitment in your legs lets your heart have more freedom and space to soar. Exhale your hand back down to the mat. Bend your front knee and step back to downward facing dog. Step your left leg forward into lunge. Bring your back foot square to the back edge of your mat. And walk both hands on the inside of your front leg for just a moment. And then just take a breath. When you receive your breath, it helps to oxygenate your whole body. It lets you settle your nervous system, even as you're staying committed to the challenge of your practice. Squeeze your legs towards each other, hugging the middle. And then roll your inner thighs back. And scoop your left seat underneath as you bring your left hand on the inside. Take your right arm to the sky in Bakasana variation. Nice stances. From deep in your pelvis, reach down into both legs. And from deep in your pelvis, stretch your top arm up over your ear and reach out in Bakasana. Bring your top hand to your hip. Sneak your left hand back behind your left ankle and slowly stretch your left leg straight. Squeeze leg muscles to your bones and pull from both feet up into the deep in the core of your pelvis. Take your inner thighs back, scoop your tail, and now extend through your spine. Take your top arm to the sky. Again, notice the strong commitment in your legs and how that supports you to be able to soar over top. Your heart can open. You soar out. Exhale your top hand back down to the mat. Bend your front knee and step back to plank pose. And then just lower your knees down to the mat. Look around for your block now. So working with strong commitment in your body, in your legs, in your belly, everywhere. Come back on your mat just a little bit so that you have more room towards the front. And then place your block so that it lines up right between your ASIS, your front hip points. So my front hip points are about here, and the block is right between them. The top of the block is almost level with my navel. But the base of the block is moving down low. It's not up here in my ribs or right in the center of my belly. It's a little bit low. Now this may be a little tiny bit uncomfortable as you come in. Feel free to adjust yourself to make yourself as comfortable as you can be as you continue to enter into this practice. So the block comes down onto the mat, and then bring those ASIS bones on either side of it. Feels supportive, but not like the greatest thing I've ever felt in my life. And then make the commitment in your legs. So notice what my legs are doing. They're not just totally relaxed. Legs get active and strong. Activate your legs. Strong commitment to hug to the middle. Toes curl under. And then lengthen through your torso. Rest your head down for just a moment. And bring your hands under a little bit back from your shoulders, actually. Inhale, lengthen through your ribcage, lift your shoulders up and hug your shoulder blades on the back of your heart. So now we've got commitment in the legs and commitment in the arms. Lift your head up so it's in line. And with your arms very strongly pushing into the mat, lift your belly so much so that you pop up and come into a chaturanga for a moment. You can hold chaturanga with strong commitment. And then exhale back down. Ugh. Sometimes some sound effects really help if you've been doing a lot of strong committing. So the block is here supporting you, giving you just enough lift to find strong commitment and lift yourself up and out into chaturanga. Let's try it one more time. Start with the block placed. Then walk your legs back, make them strong and steady. Lift your side ribs, lift your shoulders, lift your head. So you're generally in the position. Engage strongly, strong commitment, lift your belly, pop up, chaturanga. Hold. See if you can hold it there. Shoulders about in line with your elbows. And then exhale. Come on back down. Come back up. And release the block off to the side. It's a great way to work your chaturanga if that's a pose you're wanting to bring more into your practice. Come down onto your back, please. Take a moment just to breathe your back into the floor. Notice the support of the earth beneath you. Earth is completely committed to supporting you through your whole life. Like we have gravity holding you steady. What a relief. Now bend your knees. Bring your big toe ball mounds to touch and take your knees out wide. They're bent, they go out wide. Bring them out towards as if they're going to graze your rib cage. Take your arms straight up towards the ceiling and bend your elbows. So you're kind of like a little dead bug here, almost. With the elbows bent and the knees bent now, inhale and curl the two together. Lift your head and pop your buns up off the mat. So it's really just the low vertebrae that are on the floor. Everything else curls off. Look up towards your thumbs and then exhale and lower down. When you're doing that action, you really are curling up, wrapping into yourself almost like a clamshell closing. So let's try that one once again. Bring your big toes to touch. Heels could be a little wide. Knees go wide and pull them towards the outsides of your rib cage. And take both of your arms to the sky. Bend your elbows, flex your wrists. And then see if your elbows and knees are close together. Hug your knees on your elbows. Take your elbows out into your knees. If they're not close together yet, maybe they will be in a moment. Inhale and curl up. Make your belly muscles really strong. If the elbows and knees are close to each other, knees on the outside, elbows on the inside, press out and with commitment, curl to the ceiling. Look up to your hands. And exhale, lower back down. Take a breath, feel length in your abdominal muscles as you're resting here. And one more time, bend your knees, big toes, touch heels out wide, knees out wide, take your arms to the sky. Bend your elbows, draw your navel back and inhale, curl up. So shoulders are off the mat, buns are off the mat, feet, hands, everything's off the mat. Just a little bit of your mid-vertebrae pressing to the mat. Everything else is up and squeezing in with strong commitment. Exhale, lower back down. Bring your hands under your, turn to your right. Let's do it that way. Roll and slowly come back up. And now we come to our peak pose for today, which is Bakasana. So you may want to use your block, and you can also have a blanket in front of you as a crash pad if you tend to have a little fear about landing on your face in this pose. That is a very valid fear. Put out a crash pad. You don't need to worry about your face, having a face plant today. Now, for starters, you can work with the block if you're new to this pose. Come up with both feet onto the block. And we're coming to the same position you were just in, so bend your knees, take them out wide. Take your hands and bring them back, spread your fingers wide, and that chaturanga we just did comes into play here. So that the knees wrap around your upper arms, lift your hips up, and with commitment, shift forward. You gotta shift way forward, and then with commitment, hug the midline too. Squeeze maybe one foot, maybe both feet up off the block, and there's your Bakasana, a little hover up off the block. Place your feet back down to the floor and set yourself back down. So it takes strong commitment of hugging your legs onto your upper arms to be able to stay there. In this version, this Ashaya version, your leg does not rest on your upper arm, on your elbow like this. Imagine this upside down, but it's not resting on your arm. It's actually hugging your upper arm. So it takes a lot of commitment to the middle to be able to hug in that way. Let's try it one more time. You may choose to stay on your block as I just demonstrated, or come into a squat and work without the block. Rise up on tiptoes, bend your knees, crouch down. So notice how my legs are wrapped around my upper arm, not resting on my upper arm. Bring your hands in line with each other, chaturanga hands, shift forward. Squeeze in with strong commitment. Even your pinky toe and your pinky fingers need strong commitment. 1 foot, maybe 2 feet, hover up off the mat and draw your navel up to the ceiling. Strong commitment to the midline to be able to come into that pose. And then gently release yourself back down. And good job. Turn to face the long edge of your mat and take a seat. Bring both legs out to the sides. So you're seated in Konasana. One leg, the other leg goes out to the side. Konasana, wide ankle pose. Push your heel down and roll your right inner thigh down towards the floor. Push your left heel down, roll your left inner thigh towards the floor, your outer thigh out to the side. And then bring both hands to the floor on the outside. And I'm making that shape because you're on your fingertips. Push down and slightly out. Push your heels into the floor and squeeze them in. So even now, as we start to cool down and slow down, keep commitment in your legs. So squeeze your legs isometrically to the middle of the mat. You'll feel that as activating your whole inner leg and upper leg, and it may help you move your thigh bones back more. Keep curve in your lower back. If you have a curve in your lower back, now you begin to walk your hands forward and bow forward a bit. Maybe a lot, maybe a little in Konasana. So as soon as you lose the curve in your lower back, you start rolling back this way. Then you've gone too far, so keep the curve in your lower back. Only move forward in Konasana, and you're in the right spot. Take another breath or two with your legs hugging the middle with commitment, and press out through both feet. And slowly walk your hands back if you've bowed forward. Come back up to vertical. Support underneath your knees and turn back to face the short edge of your mat. Gently rest yourself back down onto the floor. Come onto your back. Bend your knees, hug them lightly in towards you. Do a gentle rock side to side if that feels good to your body, or just hug them in. And then with an exhale, release your legs and come out for Shavasana. Notice as you go to Shavasana that you arrange your body really carefully and mindfully so that you are completely symmetrical. Rest back, turn your palms up, close your eyes. Notice the heat in your body, the aliveness in your body, having commit and really worked strongly in your practice. Notice the feeling of your breath. Receive your breath in Shavasana. into the depth of your heart. This practice, this commitment, is really a commitment to continue to return to the heart over and over. So as you rest, drop into the center of your heart. Gently begin to deepen your breathing. Move your fingers and your toes. Stretch in whatever way feels good to you. And bend both knees, roll to your right, and come back up to seated where you can face the screen. Close your eyes, turn inwards. Thank you for practicing. May your practice support you in making the commitments that you need to make in your life on this very day. May one of those commitments be to return to your heart at every opportunity. Bring your palms up, join them in front of you. Close with an Om together. Welcome your breath. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with me. If you have questions or comments, please leave them in the space below. And if you're local to Richmond, Virginia, I invite you to join me in a public class. If you're not nearby, please support your local teacher. Finally, may your practice support you in opening your heart. And may grace guide you to love your way through every day.